What if I told you that beneath the glittering stages of Seoul, the world's biggest pop stars are fighting a war you never knew existed? Before you scroll past this, you need to know the truth about what really happens when the lights go down and the screaming fans go home. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a story. It's the secret that's been hiding in plain sight, in every music video, every choreographed move, every perfectly timed beat. This is the story of Eclipse, the 5-member K-pop group that broke every record, topped every chart, and saved humanity from total annihilation. And you never even knew it. Seoul, South Korea. Present day. The city pulses with neon light and endless energy, a place where dreams are manufactured in training rooms and sold in stadiums that hold 50,000 screaming souls. But tonight, something else is pulsing through the city. Something ancient. Something hungry. Meet Minji, our leader. 23 years old, trained for 7 years before debut. Perfect pitch, perfect moves, perfect smile. She stands backstage at the Olympic Stadium, hands trembling as she adjusts her in-ear monitor. This is it. Eclipse's debut showcase. Everything she sacrificed, every missed birthday, every relationship she never had time for, it all comes down to the next 90 minutes. 30 seconds, the stage manager calls out. Minji closes her eyes. She can hear the crowd beyond the curtain, a living thing made of anticipation and light sticks. 70,000 people who don't know her yet but will love her by the end of the night. That's the promise of K-pop. That's the dream. But Minji hears something else too. A frequency beneath the screaming. A vibration that makes her teeth ache. She's heard it before, in her nightmares, in the practice room at 3 a.m. when she's alone and the mirrors seem to watch her back. You feel it too? Hae-bywan appears beside her, the group's main dancer and her closest friend since trainee days. His stage makeup is flawless, but his eyes are dark with something that isn't exhaustion. He's been different lately. They all have. Ever since the company moved them to the new dorm 3 months ago. The one in Gangnam, in that building that's somehow always cold, even in summer. Feel what? Minji lies. Hwan doesn't answer. He just touches the silver pendant around his neck. A gift from their CEO, given to all 5 members. Protection, the CEO had said. For luck. But it doesn't feel like luck. It feels like a warning. The lights drop, the crowd erupts, and Eclipse takes the stage. The performance is flawless. Jae-woo, their main vocalist, hits notes that seem to pierce reality itself. Soo-ah, the visual and lead rapper, moves like liquid light. Tae-min, the maknae at 19, brings an energy that makes the crowd forget to breathe, and Minji leads them through the choreography with a precision that took 10,000 hours to perfect. But halfway through their title track, Shadow Dance, Minji sees it. In the crowd. Row 47, seat 23. A man who isn't moving, isn't screaming, isn't even blinking. He's just staring at her with eyes that reflect the stage lights wrong, like they're glowing from the inside, like they're not eyes at all. The frequency gets louder, the vibration becomes a scream inside her skull, and then the man smiles. His mouth opens too wide, way too wide, and something black and writhing crawls out from between his teeth. Minji misses a step, just one. But in K-pop, one mistake is everything. The other members cover for her instantly. That's what 7 years of training does. But she knows. She saw it. The thing in the crowd. The thing that shouldn't exist. The pendant around her neck burns hot against her skin. Backstage, after the showcase, after the standing ovation, after the tears and the group hug and the champagne that none of them are old enough to legally drink, Minji finds herself alone in the dressing room. The others are doing press interviews. She claimed a headache, not entirely a lie. She stares at her reflection in the mirror. The girl looking back is a stranger wearing her face, exhausted, terrified, and glowing. Actually glowing. There's a faint silver light emanating from her skin, pulsing in time with her heartbeat. You're awakening faster than we expected. Minji spins around. Their CEO, Mr. Kang, stands in the doorway. But he's different now. The corporate smile is gone. In its place is something ancient and knowing. He's holding a sword, an actual sword, gleaming with the same silver light that's coming from Minji's skin. What the hell is happening to me? Minji's voice cracks. Mr. Kang closes the door, locks it, and when he speaks, his voice carries the weight of centuries. 3,000 years ago, a rift opened between our world and the Shadow Realm. Demons poured through. They fed on human emotion, fear, anger, despair. They would have consumed everything. But 7 warriors rose up, blessed by the ancient spirits of music and light. They sealed the rift, trapped the demons, and created a legacy. He places the sword on the makeup counter. It hums with power. Every generation, new warriors are chosen. People with the gift, the ability to channel pure emotion into physical force. In ancient times, they were shamans and monks. In the modern age, he gestures at Minji. They're idols, K-pop stars. Because what is K-pop if not the purest distillation of human emotion? Joy, love, heartbreak, hope. You don't just perform these feelings, Minji. You weaponize them. Minji's legs give out. She sits down hard on the couch. You're insane. Am I? Mr. Kang pulls out his phone, swipes through to a video. Security footage from tonight's concert. Row 47, seat 23. The man with the wrong eyes. But in the footage, he's not a man anymore. He's a writhing mass of shadow and teeth, held in place by the silver light emanating from the stage, from Eclipse, from their performance. Your music trapped it, Mr. Kang explains. Your synchronized emotion created a barrier. That's why K-pop groups train together for years before debut. It's not just about perfect choreography. It's about emotional synchronization. 5 hearts beating as one, 5 souls channeling the same frequency. That's what creates the barrier. That's what keeps the demons at bay. What would you have done in that moment? Learned you were a demon hunter or run screaming? Minji doesn't run. She's been training for 7 years. She doesn't quit. The others, she whispers. Do they know? They're awakening too. Slower than you, but it's happening. You're the leader, Minji. You always were, even before we found you. He picks up the sword, offers it to her. The rift is opening again. The demons are getting stronger. And Eclipse isn't just a K-pop group. You're the front line, the last defense. The world needs you to be more than perfect. It needs you to be warriors. Minji takes the sword. It feels right in her hand, like it was made for her, like she's been holding it her whole life. What do we do? Mr. Kang smiles. You do what you've been training for. You perform, you synchronize, and you hunt. The next 3 months are hell, and not the metaphorical kind. By day, Eclipse maintains their schedule. Music shows, fan meetings, variety show appearances. T. Hey, smile for cameras and sign albums and pretend their lives are normal. But by night, they train in the sub-basement of their company building, a facility that goes down 7 floors and contains things that would make the government very nervous. Juan takes to the physical combat like he was born for it. His dance training translates perfectly to swordplay. Every move is a performance. Every strike is choreography. He wields twin blades that glow with blue light, and when he moves, he's beautiful and terrifying in equal measure. Jiwoo discovers her voice can do more than hit high notes. She can sing frequencies that shatter demon essence, that create barriers of pure sound. Her vocal runs become weapons. Her ad-libs become shields. Sua's rap flow translates into spellcasting. She can weave words into reality, her verses creating constructs of light and force. She writes her rhymes in ancient Korean, in the language of the first demon hunters, and when she performs them, the air itself bends to her will. Taemin, the youngest, is the most powerful. His energy isn't just stage presence, it's raw spiritual force. He can channel emotion into explosive attacks, turning his aegyo into actual ammunition. The demons fear him most because he hasn't learned to hold back yet. He fights with the reckless abandon of someone who still believes he's invincible. And Minji? She's the anchor, the center. When the 5 of them synchronize, when their hearts beat as one and their voices blend into perfect harmony, she's the one who channels it all. She's the conductor of their power, the leader of their war. Their first real hunt happens on a Tuesday. Hongdae District, 2:47 a.m. The clubs are still pulsing, the streets still full of people who don't know they're walking through a battlefield. Eclipse moves through the crowd in civilian clothes, but they're not here for fun. 3 blocks east, Mr. Kang's voice crackles through their earpieces. Abandoned Noribang, Demon Nest, Class B entities, should be manageable for your first real engagement. Should be? Juan mutters. Nothing's certain in war, Mr. Kang replies. But I believe in you. Remember your training. Stay synchronized. And whatever you do, don't break formation. The Naribang looks normal from outside. Flickering neon sign, cracked windows, the kind of place that's been out of business for years. But Minji can feel it now. That frequency, that vibration. It's coming from inside, strong enough to make her teeth ache. Everyone ready? She asks. 4 nods. 4 determined faces. Her family, her team, her weapon. They go in. The inside of the Noribang is wrong. The walls pulse like they're breathing. The floor is sticky with something that isn't spilled drinks. And the karaoke rooms, all 12 of them, are full of shadows that move independently of any light source. Positions, Minji commands. They fall into formation without thinking. 7 years of synchronized choreography makes it instinct. Juan and Taemin take point. Sua and Jiwoo flank. Minji centers. The same formation they use on stage. The same positions they've held through 1,000 performances. The shadows notice them, and they're hungry. They pour out of the karaoke rooms like liquid night, taking forms that hurt to look at. Too many limbs, too many mouths, eyes that reflect nothing. These are the demons. The things that feed on human despair. The things that have been waiting for the rift to open wide enough to let them through. Now! Minji shouts, and Eclipse performs. But this isn't a performance for fans. This is a performance for survival. Jiwoo's voice rises in a note that shatters the nearest demon into mist. Sua's rap creates a barrier of light that holds back the tide. Juan and Taemin move in perfect synchronization, their weapons cutting through shadow flesh like it's paper. And Minji conducts it all, her sword glowing brighter with every beat, every breath, every perfectly timed move. They're not just fighting. They're dancing. They're singing. They're performing the most important show of their lives. Tell me your theory in the comments. Could you fight demons while hitting every beat? The battle lasts 4 minutes and 37 seconds, exactly the length of their title track. When the last demon dissolves into nothing, when the frequency finally goes silent, Eclipse stands in the center of the ruined Noribang, breathing hard, covered in something that looks like oil but smells like burnt sugar. Holy shit, Taemin gasps. We actually did it. We did, Minji confirms, and she's smiling, because for the first time in 7 years, she feels like she's doing what she was meant to do, not just performing, not just being perfect, but fighting, protecting, mattering. Juan claps her on the shoulder. 1 down. How many more? Jiwoo asks. Mr. Kang's voice crackles through their earpieces. Hundreds, maybe thousands. The rift is opening wider every day, but you did well tonight. You proved you can do this. Now come home. You have a music show recording in 5 hours. Because that's the thing about being a K-pop demon hunter. The demons don't care about your schedule, but your fans do. And you can't save the world if you lose your platform, if you lose your voice, if you lose the very thing that makes you powerful. So Eclipse goes home. They shower off the demon residue. They sleep for 3 hours. And then they show up at the music show with perfect makeup and perfect smiles, and they perform like nothing happened. Because that's what idols do. They make it look easy. They make it look perfect, even when they're fighting a war that nobody knows about. 3 months into their dual life, and the cracks are starting to show. Taemin is exhausted all the time. He falls asleep during interviews. He misses dance cues. The fans notice. The internet notices. The hate comments start rolling in. Lazy. Unprofessional. Doesn't deserve to be in Eclipse. He reads every single one, and each word is a knife. Sua's hands shake when she's not fighting. The spellcasting takes a toll. She's covered in bruises that she has to hide with makeup. She stops eating. She stops sleeping. She becomes a ghost wearing her own face. Are you with me? 4 nods, no hesitation. Because they're eclipse. And eclipse doesn't break formation. The next 14 songs are the best performance of their lives. They pour everything into it, every ounce of emotion, every drop of power. The crowd feels it. The energy in the stadium becomes electric, becomes transcendent, becomes something more than music. And beneath the stage, the rift feels it too. It slows. It hesitates. Because this is what the ancient warriors discovered 3,000 years ago. That pure emotion, channeled through perfect synchronization, is the strongest force in the universe. Stronger than demons, stronger than darkness, stronger than death itself. When the final song ends, when the last note fades, when 70,000 people are screaming themselves hoarse, Eclipse takes their bow, and then they disappear beneath the stage. The rift is beautiful and terrible, a tear in reality itself, pulsing with colors that don't exist in the human spectrum. Through it, Minji can see the shadow realm. And she's right. Above them, in the stadium, 70,000 people are chanting Eclipse's name. 70,000 hearts beating in synchronization. 70,000 souls channeling pure emotion. Love, joy, hope. The opposite of everything demons feed on. What if we don't have to die? Minji asks. What if we can channel them? All of them? What if that's the real power? Not 5 warriors? But 5 warriors connected to thousands of believers? It's insane. It's impossible. It's never been done before. But Eclipse has never been normal. And if you made it this far without checking your phone, you basically deserve a light stick and a front row seat to the apocalypse. So hit subscribe before the demons break through, because trust me, you're gonna want to know what happens when Eclipse drops their next comeback. Spoiler alert, it's gonna be killer. Literally. Drop a comment and tell me, which member would you be in a demon-hunting K-pop group? I'm reading every single one, and the best answer gets featured in the next story. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a sudden urge to learn Korean and start practicing my high notes. You know, just in case.